Hey everybody, we are here at SEMA 2022. We are at the Superformance booth. And we are here, we have a special guest. Well, really, we're their special guest since we're in their booth with Lance Stander of Superformance. You guys may remember that we got to have a really fun chat last year, but we wanted to talk this year about what the industry looks like after a year of a lot of changes for everybody with the rise of the electric vehicle, performance cars, customs, stuff that you guys do, which is really specific to collectors. I'm going to turn it over to you, Lance, and I'll just sort of jump in when I have questions.
Awesome seeing you again. It's been a crazy, wild year. You know, we expected stuff to start slowing down, and it's been quite the opposite.
Right.
You know, it's really been good, and of course the SEMA show is always excellent for us. It's what a platform for all of us, and we really appreciate what they do for us. But yeah, sales have been exciting. Some new versions and new models, and Superformance now finally, the Low Volume Manufacturers Act is now official and happened.
That's great.
And Superformance is registered as a manufacturer. We have our 17-digit VIN. But we haven't started manufacturing yet because the biggest problem is we don't have additional inventory at the moment.
Of course.
You know, when they first introduced the low volume, when we started working on it 17 years ago, and then eventually when it got close to coming to happening, we had like 140 cars in inventory, and they were planned all to be low volume manufactured cars.
Of course.
But with what's happened in the last couple of years, our sales are crazy, and we sold out until the end of 2024 in most of our models. But we've got exciting stuff. There's been a big change with what people want. We've still got our traditionalists. They've got to have that big block Superformance Cobra, big block GT40, Shelby Daytona, you know, or the Grand Sport with the most crazy horsepower you can imagine. But now we're finding they're going for the modern engines. They're rather going for the new stuff from Chevy, from Ford, the crate engines, the Coyote, the LT4s and stuff. They're such amazing engines, the kind of horsepower that's coming out of them. It's just changed our industry. You're getting a Cobra like the one you see here, with this actually has the Godzilla in it, which is the truck engine. The 7.3 liter. We made some modifications and some changes to make it suited to car drive.
Right, I was going to say this is a very different experience
now
than the.
It's around 600 horsepower and about 550 pound-foot of torque. Power at Indy helped us with this, and this car will give you 22 miles to a gallon, which no Cobra did before with 600 horsepower.
I was going to say, I feel like Carol Shelby must be like delighted by that concept.
It's all changed, and then of course we developed our MK3E on this platform with the electric drivetrain. Man, still the fastest Cobra or fastest car I've ever been into 100 mile an hour. It's just stupid fast. And so drivable. That's the big shocker.
Well, let's talk about that a little bit. Particularly, we had just been chatting before about the way that electric vehicles, the capability of putting an electric crate engine in something. How is that changing the hobby? How is that changing the industry? Are you seeing people move towards it? Are you seeing people shy away? Like, what does it look like for you guys? Again, it's low volume, you're custom. These are very specific vehicles.
We have had some death threats from the ICE guys. Just kidding. The real
V8 guys,
kidding. I'm just ducking and hiding.
Exactly.
Just in case.
Those are those do not look like stable doors.
You cannot do that to a Cobra. You cannot put that in a Cobra. Carol Shelby are crazy. And the funny thing was, no, he wouldn't.
No, he wouldn't. He was always an innovator.
About the latest and the best. And Carol built electric Cobra nearly 15 years ago already. So the technology's moved so fast now that it's become feasible for us to do it too. And we found that it's not, it is a lot of new customers. I mean, we've got a young computer guy with a computer company. His car's going to have screens in it and backup cameras and ABS and traction control and everything in it. But then we're finding guys that have our cars in their garages, they love doing their coffee on a Sunday morning at 6 a.m. And the neighborhood is always upset about it with them. So now they've got an electric car. They can sneak out and go and have their cup of coffee, and nobody hears them, and they still enjoy it. So it's brought additional sales, the electric cars.
That's amazing.
Yeah, and we've had some exciting partners join us. We have GoTech Manufacturing in Florida on developing electric Cobra for us, and dual engine Daytona, Shelby Daytona with dual electric. We have a company called Everardi in the UK. They've done the first GT40 of ours. It was supposed to be at the show, but last minute just didn't work out.
That happens.
But we will have the car for Barrett Jackson. It will be displayed there. And there's so many more approaches that Superformance has had, for our cars to be done electric. So it's a growing market. It's a very exciting market too.
Excellent. Well, since we're here looking at all these gorgeous cars, do we want to check a few of them out before we wrap things up?
Okay.
Anything else you want to point out?
Well, I always love going. We can go this way.
Yeah, let's do it.
And still a very exciting car, and the Cobra that started it all, the little 289 slab side. You don't get anything prettier. And then we go all the way across, and you end up with the FIA. And of course, that was the winningest Cobra that Shelby ever built, and just amazing car. You could see naturally our Corvette Grand Sport. We're really proud of that. The whole affiliation with General Motors. That's been such a success. Actually sold out until 2025.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah,
wow.
The Corvette Grand Sport is just a beautiful car. Never replace that. The American World Championship winning car,
Right.
the Daytona.
Right.
It never ends with that. And then you just move to the crown, the king, and that would be the GT40. That Ford versus Ferrari. Really enjoyed being involved in that, supplying all the Fords and the GT40s for that movie. This car just never gets old in the eyes of any customer. Ford carried on with them, of course, with the 05, 06 GTs, and then the latest 2016 now current GT.
Right.
The GT40 is probably going to go down as one of the most famous race cars ever.
Absolutely.
Winning Le Mans 4 years in a row, and that's one of our top sellers in the group.
So just to kind of wrap things up, you guys are able to do the low volume manufacturing.
Correct.
Once things catch up a little, what will that look like for you guys? What difference will it make?
It'll start with the Cobra. That'll be the first low volume car. They're going to be Shelby Cobras. They're going to be Shelby editions.
Right.
And they'll be able to go into showrooms complete with engines and all. Currently we have to sell them as turnkey minors.
Right.
And engines have to be done separately.
Right.
But under low volume, they will go in as complete vehicles in dealerships. A lot of the Ford dealerships are really excited about having Cobras, and it's just a halo car for them, and that's the whole idea behind it. And it's going to change the market where a guy can just walk in, buy it, and drive it out that day.
Well, it's amazing. Well, we can't wait to see those in the dealership. I think I've shared this with you last year.
Yeah.
The thing that really sparked my love of vehicles was there was a tiny, tiny dealership in Grand Junction, Colorado that had a Cobra. Yeah. And I walked in, and my dad knew everything about that kind of car, and I just looked at that, and I was like, "Yep, that's what I want."
Yeah, and that story is so common. It's everyone says that at some time in their lives they would have showed them, they saw that car, and they were maybe 16, they were 12, and it's a game changer.
Yeah.
And we've even had those customers over the years.
I love to hear that.
Yeah.
Sadly, that will probably not be me, but
no, we'll make it.
Not
until
my 6-year-old is much older.
There you go. You're gonna make that happen.
Oh, Lance, thank you so much. I know that we have some exciting news a little later today, but we will do a separate update for that.
Next.
So thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Thanks. Bye-bye.